everyone, and Happy New Year. It's good to see everybody. We will now call the meeting to order, and we'll ask you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First up tonight, we need a motion to approve our agenda, and our agenda was sent out to all the board.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion has been made by Ms. Enfinger, Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Dr. Hodges. Are there any questions? All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Thank you. It is unanimous. Next up, approval of the minutes from our December 16th, 2025 meeting.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented for December 16th.
Motion has been made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Mr. Folk. Any comments, questions? All in favor? It is unanimous. Next, correspondence? No, ma'am. None. Public forum? No, ma'am. None. Special recognition, December Everyday Heroes. Oh. Forget that part.
Okay, we're missing Miss Margie Lewis. So we're gonna go to the second one. Well, good evening, board, members of the board, Superintendent Beckwith, and distinguished guests. Dorchester School District 4 is proud to continue its Everyday Hero Employee Recognition Program, an initiative that honors employees whose daily work plays a vital role in the success of our schools. This program highlights individuals who often work behind the scenes to keep our schools running smoothly while making a meaningful difference for the students and staff. Each Everyday Hero receives a certificate of appreciation and a commemorative coin from the superintendent as a token of the district's gratitude. Tonight, we are proud to recognize 3 December Everyday Heroes. Oh, all right, so we'll just start at the top. Makes that easier, I don't have to bounce around. All right. So tonight, we'll begin with Mrs. Marjorie Lewis, dedicated school bus driver for Dorchester School District 4. Mrs. Lewis was nominated by Student Transportation Director Karim Johnson, who had this to say: "For 36 years, Miss Marjorie Lewis has been more than just a school bus driver. She has been a trusted part of the daily lives of students at Williams Memorial Elementary, Woodland Middle, and Woodland High. As a member of the Reesville community, her deep connection to the students she serves is evident through her consistent and conscientious approach each day. Her dedication and care help ensure students start and end their days safely, and her positive presence makes a lasting impact. Mrs. Lewis's steady service and long-lasting dedication have shaped generations of students and families across our districts. Congratulations, Mrs. Lewis." Next, we proudly recognize Mrs. Letitia Brown, Student Concern Specialist. She brought her own cheering squad. Student Concern Specialist and After-School Director at Woodland Middle School. Mrs. Brown, well, you're already up here, was nominated by Assistant Principal Michaela Busby, who had this to say: I would like to nominate Mrs. Brown as our everyday hero. In her role as student concern specialist and after-school director, she pours her passion, strength, and steady presence into everything she does. Whether stepping in as a substitute teacher, keeping the energy high as our DJ, or simply showing up wherever she is needed, Mrs. Brown is the one we can always count on. She takes our students in as her own, offering the perfect blend of love, high expectations, and tough guidance that helps them grow. Her influence reaches far beyond the classroom. She uplifts, redirects, and inspires with every interaction. Mrs. Brown does not just support students, she transforms lives. Mrs. Brown's consistency, heart, and commitment make her an invaluable member of the Woodland Middle School family. Congratulations, Mrs. Brown. Mr. Sampson, please join us up front. Mr. Sampson was nominated by Principal Michael White, who had this to say. Mr. Sampson exudes the qualities of an everyday hero. As the student government sponsor, he cultivates student leadership and school spirit with excellence. In the classroom, he is a dedicated U.S. History and AP Human Geography teacher who delivers rigorous instruction and genuinely invests in student success. He's also a strong team member whose professionalism, positivity, and reliability make him an asset to the school community. His character and commitment to students make him highly deserving of this recognition. Mr. Sampson's leadership, instructional strength, and dedication to students reflect the very best of Woodland High School. Congratulations, Mr. Sampson.
Come on, Miss Buzzy, so you're gonna hide.
Each of tonight's heroes reminds us that the real impact often happens quietly throughout steady service, daily care, and commitment to others. To our December Everyday Heroes, thank you for what you do each day for our students, our schools, and our districts. Mr. Lakin will be available in the back if you would like additional photos.
Congratulations to everyone. Next up is Finance, Ms. Penny Hutto.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have your Finance Board report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, board members? No? Doing a great job.
Well, thank you. I have a fabulous team.
You sure do. We're lucky to have all of you.
That's right. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Martin, Facilities and Operations. Very busy man.
You've got your board packet. Any questions? It works for finance, so I gave it a shot.
Not
So-
lucky.
Some facilities updates. We were very busy over the holiday break, and we got most of our projects to either completed or at least to substantial completion, which means we just got a couple components left. I know we got like a piece of kitchen equipment left at one of our kitchens. We did 2 kitchens this break. St. George campus renovations, the adult ed and student services areas up and running. I think adult ed's excited about their space. They haven't had a that much space to work in for a while, so they're pretty stoked about that. Last week, I attended Dorchester County Hazard Mitigation Planning Workshop with stakeholders from across the county, looking at potential hazards in our area for all types of events, which brings up the event that could be coming up this weekend that will have a lot of meetings, so we'll keep everybody updated on that. Capital projects, there's a list, a page or two away with a bunch of the projects that are either ongoing or completed. The technology department, we got all the new interactive displays done over the break at Williams Memorial and Clay Hill. And we took the other units that were still good and working, and we have those in a surplus to put in the other schools so we can change out their boards until those eventually get replaced. Camera replacements and upgrade projects for Harleyville is underway. I think all the replacements have been done. They might just have some of the programming left to do. Food and Nutrition Services is agreeing to receive certified South Carolina cafeteria program funds. The initial allotment is valued at $3,000, which could increase to as much as $10,000 based on the amount of South Carolina grown or produced food purchased during that length of the program. It's always exciting to get free money for the district. Kitchen equipment, that was a massive undertaking for two of our schools, Harleyville and Woodland High, and they very much needed it. So you had some equipment over 30 years old in there. You couldn't even read the nameplates, and all the equipment was replaced. So they're very excited. Kitchens look great, and also the infrastructure was updated to support that new equipment. So this summer, we'll be tackling Williams, which is the biggest project. We have to replace the hood, and Clay Hill will get new equipment as well. Transportation, they're continuing on their recruitment campaign. They have 3 applicants that successfully completed their bus driver training class in December. One of the applicants has already received a CDL permit and is scheduled to be training as soon as pre-employment testing is completed. That's very exciting because we've been in driver shortages over the year and got a pretty aggressive campaign going, and plus having our own in-house trainers helps a lot. The bus pad we've got, so been doing a lot to improve processes and all in transportation, and Director Johnson and I speak every day about that stuff, so it's continually improving. Let's see, all of our projects are listed, not all, the bigger projects are listed below under capital projects. And then we've also got a bunch of proposed projects that the superintendent will be forthcoming with. So any questions at this time? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, Ms. Bowman, Assessment and Accountability.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This year, we had 2 schools that received the low average rating on our school report card. Tonight, in accordance with the Educational Accountability Act, these schools, Clay Hill Elementary and Harleyville Elementary, will present their school's continuous improvement plans that will outline their goals and strategies they will use to improve student achievement. At the end of the presentation, we ask that you vote to approve their continuous improvement plans. So first up is Harleyville Elementary School.
Good evening. Y'all should hopefully have something that looks like this in your packet. Okay. So Harleyville Elementary, our turnaround plan, just a little bit about us. We do have about 258 students, 44 staff members, and 20 certified staff members. Why are we doing this? As Ms. Bowman said, we did receive below average on our school report card. So in fact, we did have to put this turnaround plan together. And so we had to come up with 3 goals. And goal number 1 was a resource and equity goal. And our goal for that, our goal 1 is by June 2026, the school will address resource inequities by aligning 100% of supplemental, financial, human, and instructional resources to documented student needs for all students with particular attention to economically disadvantaged students, students with disabilities, and English learners. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to address that? Some of our action strategies for that. We're going to have regular grade level meetings, leadership team meetings where we'll look at the data and see where we need to move our resources. We'll provide small group instruction. All our teachers are required to do small group instruction in their classes. We're aligning all of our resources and our instructional blocks to student needs. For instance, we just moved a floating TA into a full-time first grade TA because we saw a need there at first grade. So that's something we did to align. We use attendance and discipline data to implement targeted behavioral and attendance supports. We have Ms. Smalls, our secretary, is constantly calling people about attendance. I had several attendance meetings today, so we're addressing the attendance. We have regular behavior meetings with the teachers to figure out where we need to move our resources with behavior. We're providing ongoing professional learning. We do weekly PLCs with our teachers. And like I said, to just address and make sure we're being equitable with all our resources. And we implement standards-aligned, research-based core instruction, basically the instruction that y'all approved as a board, the CKLA and our Eureka for math. So that was goal 1. Goal number 2 is an ELA goal. And it says by May 2026, 58% of our 3rd through 5th grade students at Harleyville Elementary will score meets or exceeds expectations in reading on the SC Ready assessment as measured by the South Carolina School Report Card. So what are we going to do to address this? Kind of a lot of similar things as the first goal. Like I said, we're doing that small group instruction. Our teachers are required to do small group instruction targeting specific skills. We're going to strengthen our Tier 1 instruction. We have some supplemental things. We use Haggerty and UFly to help supplement our Tier 1 instruction. Everyone's doing iReady, and they're on their iReady learning pathways. Our students and teachers, they're supposed to get 30 minutes a week in math and 30 minutes a week in reading, passing 2 lessons. And we're just, once again, providing professional learning weekly. We do weekly PLCs. So that's how we're going to address our ELA goal. And then our last goal, our math goal, very similar to the reading goal. It's just by May 2026, 40% of our 3rd through 5th grade students at Harleyville Elementary will score meets or exceeds expectations in mathematics on the SC Ready end of year assessment as measured by the South Carolina School Report Card. And just like the ELA one, similar strategies going with that one. The small group instruction, the iReady pathways, learning pathways, the Tier 1 instruction, our Eureka, our core curriculum we're using. We are going to do something where we're having parent seminars or parent math labs. We actually have one coming up next Thursday where we're going to invite our 2nd through 5th grade parents in to kind of show them how we're teaching math to our students so they can assist with homework and things like that. And then, once again, providing professional learning, weekly PLCs. So progress monitoring, how are we going to monitor this? How are we going to see if we're making any headway in our goals here? Every 45 days, every quarter, we'll meet to kind of go over the goals, see the progress we've made, see if there's any changes we need to make. So plan on the 45th day, 90th day, and 135th day. We'll address and come back to the table and see where we're at with that. And that's it. Y'all have any questions?
I have one. I was just wondering, why 58% in reading and 40%?
It's a very good question, very good question. So what we did when we came up with those numbers, we looked at our SC Ready scores from last year. So for instance, take our 5th grade group right now. We took whatever percentage met or exceeded in 4th grade of that group. We are hoping that same number will meet or exceed in 5th grade, and we've added 3 to 5 students to go with that to get the percentage. So we did that for all the grade levels. The 3rd grade, we used our iReady data. and you can kind of make projections to see where they're gonna be. And like I said, we try to add 3 to 5 students to each of the percentages we got, so that we're growing.
That's what I was wondering if math was a lot harder. to get
Not
them
harder,
higher.
it's
I
just,
mean,
it's got
more-
a lower baseline.
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Good evening. In your packet, you should have something that looks like this. So if you look at the very first page, it gives a little bit of our demographics. And if you look in the upper right-hand corner, this was the first slide from our back-to-school presentation. We knew from the end of last year that we had to do something differently. So our theme this year was soaring to new heights, leveling up. So we got to level up. We didn't have our report card rating at that time, but whatever it was, we knew we wanted to do above that. So if you look at the next page, the thing about Clay Hill and the small numbers, one kid makes a big difference. We were doing a data dive today, and there was a change of 16% from the beginning of the year to now, and that 16% was one child. So numbers kind of work against us in some instances. If you look at preparing for success, that's science. Our subgroup was not big enough in order for us to get a score there, so that was distributed in other areas, which kind of hurt us. We're looking at ways now to improve our school climate score as well, because we're going to make sure that we're excellent there when this school report card comes out. And at the bottom, you'll see some of our challenges that we faced last year with 3rd and 5th grade. We were not able to secure a permanent teacher until December. We had certified people in there, but they didn't stick with it. But amazing things happened after December, but we just couldn't get them where they needed to be by the time SC Ready came around. And in 5th grade, we had an excellent teacher, but she had 31 students in her class. So those were just some challenges that we faced. If you look at goal 1, it looks very wordy, but it's basically saying no matter who they are, they're going to get the resources that they need. So if they're GT students, we're going to make sure they have the resources. And we actually have we're serving some kids this year, which is different than last year, locally and state ID'd. So 30 minutes at the end of every day, they work with either myself, the literacy coach, or our STEM teacher on nonverbal thinking, verbal reasoning, up in their math skills, STEM, things like that. Because a lot of times we focus on the lower kids and we forget our kids that are already excelling, and we want to take them from meets to exceeds. So that's what that goal is about. Our first strategy, when we started, we had 30 minutes per day in the master schedule for small group. We actually rolled out a new schedule today, because what we found is that a lot of the kids who struggled in reading also struggled in math. So what was happening is we had to split that time between those interventions in reading. So they might have gotten 2 days of reading and 3 days of math, or the opposite, and it just wasn't enough. So now we have it where they can get reading and math 5 days a week, as well as small group instruction with their teachers, because our teachers understand they have to serve their students first. We will use data from various resources. We don't just use iReady, we do some other probes to get to the root cause of why are they struggling. Because what Ms. Enfinger might need, Mr. Beckwith might need something totally different. And if we're giving you the same thing, you're not going to see the growth. So those are just some other strategies we have there. So going to goal 2, this was our ELA goal, and we did 60%. And our 60% was based on, last year we were at 39.3. The state average is 46.6. So with this goal, we can beat what we had last year as well as exceed the state average. And in our strategies, we understand that phonemic awareness is that first building block. If they don't have that, they can't move on to phonics and fluency and comprehension. So we're making sure that our pre-K through 2nd grade students, we're closing those gaps now so that they're better prepared for 3rd grade. We want to make sure that our teachers understand the Tier 1, the CKLA, and reading. and we're also having that small group instruction. We're being very intentional and all hands on deck. So if a related arts teacher has a little bit of time in their schedule, they're pulling kids to get them where they need to be. For our math goal, 45% seems low, but the state average is only 38.9%. And last year we were at 27.9. So with this goal, we will exceed what we did last year as well as exceed the state average. And some of our strategies are the same. I think one thing we were missing last year is the consistency with tier 1 high quality instructional materials. But now that we're using Eureka, we do see growth across the district. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but eventually, we're going to see the big results in the end. We will progress monitor quarterly, but I wanted you to see on the next page where it says progress monitoring, it has a little graph where we are now. So if you look at that bottom line, that is where we're at the beginning of the year. And the top is where we are now. So from the beginning of the year till now, we moved 30 students from being below grade level to at or above grade level. So about half of our students at half of the school year are where they need to be. So we just got to keep pushing them to get them where they need to be by the end of the year. If you look at math, our growth is not as much. But we moved 25 of our students from below grade level to on or above grade level. And if you look at the kids in yellow, those are our bubble kids. So when we did our data dive today for math, because they're not growing as fast, we looked at specifically what do they need, how can we group them, and who is going to help them. If you look at that final page, that's just our little closing, and it just takes everybody. We just restructured our after-school program, and they're grouped by ability, and those after-school teachers are helping them with their curriculum in addition to what we're doing in Tier 1 and Tier 2 during the day. They are also with our 3rd through 5th graders looking at the anatomy of the test, because sometimes they'll understand the content, but the way that the questions are written confuses them. So they're using questions that are similar to SC Ready, breaking them apart and walking them through it. And that is what our continuous plan, improvement plan looks like. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Did I understand that you wanted us to vote on this?
This is an action item, so it can be submitted to the State Department.
All right.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the plan for learning,
Continuous improvement plan.
the improvement plan for both schools.
A motion has been made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Ms. Jenny Enfinger, for us to vote to accept the 2 improvement outlines from Clay Hill and also Harleyville Elementary. Are there any further questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. It is unanimous. Thank you. Thank you both for presenting tonight. We all are aware of what a hard situation it is with children, and I hope, Mr. Wolfgang, that the Thursday night, I believe you said the parents are coming. I do hope that's very successful for you, because that's where it really begins, is in the home. So, and we are here, Mr. Beckwith knows that we're here to provide him and you with what y'all need for our children to be successful. All right, Ms. Bowman, and next up, Mr. Beckwith.
All right, so we have some policies. We have a first reading of policy GBEB. This was one that came across y'all's desk. There was a typo in this policy. It doesn't change the content of the policy, but we just wanted to clean it up, make sure the wording was correct in there. When you click on there, you'll be able to see near the end of that policy what's being deleted. I think it's about 4 words being taken out just to clean it up, the language. So please check that over. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. And then we have a second and final reading of some some additional policies that y'all had at the last meeting to, a chance to review those. One of the ones that is in there, I just want to bring your attention to is policy GCCAAA, which is the sick leave donation program. We've had the policy in place, but we wanted to revise it and clean it up a little bit and make it fit our district. And so we were working on that over the weekend, and that one was given to y'all yesterday, I believe, or today. Not much has changed in the language, just tweaked a few words to make it fit Dorchester School District 4 and just clean it up a little bit. And then what we have is policy GCCAAA-E at the end. That was an attachment that went with the sick leave donation program. The way we've changed the policy for the sick leave bank for the district, that form does no longer, it doesn't fit or doesn't match. So we need to take that off. So we will need a final reading for the first section of these policies, and then we will need a motion to delete that final policy.
Make the motion to approve the following policies as presented: ECAA, ECAA-R, ECAA-E1, ECAA-E2, E1, and GCCAAA.
I second that.
Motion has been made by Ms. Jenny Enfinger, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger to accept these policies. Second reading of these policies. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. It is unanimous.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to delete the following policy as presented: GCCAAA-E.
And I second that.
Motion made by Ms. Jenny Enfinger, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger to delete the policy in front of you. Are there any further questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous. Thank you. And the first reading of the one policy that Mr. Beckwith started with, please take those and look at that really well. And next month, we will have the second and final reading on that.
Again, that was a policy y'all have approved, but we just found some language that was grammatically incorrect. We just wanted to clean it up.
Thank you.
Yep, you ready for it? All right, so we went through the process of developing multiple draft calendars for our teachers and staff and administration, as well as parents, community stakeholders. And after receiving all the feedback, we take it all into consideration. We review the notes and suggestions and the feedback. It was pretty overwhelming that draft A was the choice of the group. So draft A is the one that is consistent with our neighbors in Dorchester School District 2, which is great for our students and the opportunity to make sure they're getting everything out of the career school, since we do share those services. So there'll be no break in any services for our students going to the career school. You will see on there, it is a pretty early start. It seems like we're getting started earlier and earlier. However, we will be done with the school year before Memorial Day weekend, which is nice, and it will help us when it comes to planning for summer school and give us a little time to try to get things wrapped up before July 4th week. It does have fall break in there, and it does have the full week of Thanksgiving off as well. So the only part that is left to do with this, if you all approve this calendar, is working with our teacher forum to discuss early release days for that calendar and what that will look like for our teachers and staff as far as professional development. That has been one ask of teachers and staff, is having more of those in the calendar, so we do have opportunities for some additional training. So we want to consider that, but that would be a conversation with our teacher forum so they can have input on that.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 26-27 year school calendar. Draft day.
Any second? Motion has been made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Mr. Foat, to accept the draft day calendar for the rest of this year. Are there any questions, comments? Everybody? All in favor? Aye. It is unanimous. Mr. Beckwith, did we have to make up any days this year so far? Have we had to make up?
Knock
any?
on wood, we
Thank
have
you.
not.
Thank you. I just saw the makeup days on this calendar. It made me realize, I didn't think we did.
It's
So
been a
that's
little
really
too
good.
much of a good thing, and
Yeah.
so of course we have a storm rolling in over the weekend that we're keeping an eye on, and, but no, it was a very, in that sense, a very peaceful first semester compared to the last couple of years. We were very fortunate. So the next thing we have 2 overnight field trips. One is our ag program. They will be going up to Myrtle Beach where they often go. It's an overnight trip. They have the chaperones for that trip to accommodate the number of students going. But it is both ag teachers from the middle school and high school will be taking that group of 14. That is a pretty, it's a great group of students, and it's a very beneficial opportunity for them. And with that being an out-of-district, we would need a motion on that one, approval, but I can also go through the other one first, and you can do them both at the same time if you'd like. The second one is for our Student Council Leadership Conference. It is in North Charleston. I believe it's on Ashley Phosphate, but because it's a leadership conference, they do stay there. Great opportunity for them. We have a great government group that's a lot of it's spearheaded by Mr. Sampson, who is here tonight. He does a lot of that government work with the students. Another great group of students and a great opportunity for them. They do have the appropriate people to supervise and go down there.
Board members, we do have the 2 field trips, one for the FFA and one for the government, student government. Do y'all want to go ahead and vote on both of those at the same time? All right. So can we get a motion?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the overnight field trips as presented to SC, the South Carolina FFA, and also the student count, the leadership program.
All right. Do we have a second? Vote. So motion has been made by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger, seconded by Mr. Folk, to approve the 2 field trips. Both of them are actually for Woodland, aren't they? Woodland, Mr. Sampson, yes. All right. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimous.
So the next item we have, January is School Board Appreciation Month. You can see the governor's proclamation for the state of South Carolina, recognizing January as School Board Recognition Month. And on behalf of the entire district, I just want to thank you for your service and what you do for Dorchester 4. A lot of folks don't realize the amount of work and attention that goes into what y'all do and the conversations that are had in executive session and your availability to the community, parents, and everybody outside of here. Anytime you make your phone number public or an address public, you know, you put yourself out there, and it's not an easy thing to do, and we certainly appreciate everything you've done. And on behalf of all of us at the district level, some of our departments, and each of our schools, we have a gift basket for you. I don't know if you call it a gift basket. It's a rather large gift basket. But that's just because the schools have really certainly do appreciate everything you've done, and a lot of little goodies in there for y'all in appreciation for what you do. So thank you very much. And then the next item that we have is January also usually coincides with the ethical principles reading in January. So The steps for that is for the board chair to read off those principles. Right here, see how I just pulled that right out?
Sure did.
And then once you have read through those, the board will sign off on that, and that'll take us through the next year.
As members of the Board of Dorchester School District 4, we pledge our efforts to improve public education in our community and will solemnly try to represent the interest of the entire district when making decisions and to rely on available facts and on our judgment rather than on individuals or special interest groups. Understand the proper role of the board to set policies governing the district and to hire the chief administrative officer to carry out these policies. Encourage an open exchange of ideas by all board members during the decision-making process. Seek regular communications between the board and students, staff, and all segments of the community. Attend all board meetings to study issues facing the board and to enact policies and official actions only after full discussion at such meetings. Work with other board members in a conscientious and courteous manner befitting the public trust placed in the position of school board trustee. Communicate concerns and public reaction to board policies and school programs to the superintendent and other board members in a professional manner. Support employment of the persons best qualified for staff positions and to ensure a regular and impartial evaluation of all staff. Avoid conflicts of interest and to refrain from using our board positions for personal or partisan gain. Encourage recognition of the achievements of students and staff and of the involvement of community residents. Support legislation and funding which will improve the educational opportunities and environment for students and staff. Take no individual action which would compromise the integrity of the board or administration and to respect the confidentiality of information that is privileged under the Freedom of Information Act. Study current educational issues and to participate in training programs such as those offered through the South Carolina School Board Association, and make our district's educational setting the best possible to encourage all students to achieve and to love learning. January 2026.
That was a mouthful.
It was.
Good job. Ms. Smoke, would you like them to sign that now or when we go into executive session?
They can go ahead now and sign it.
You gotta use this pen.
I understand we have a special pen.
Special pen.
I want to thank, on behalf of the board, I do want to thank all of you for the gifts tonight and to recognize the board. And when I was reading this, I just couldn't help but think how important every bit of this is, because I've lived in this county over 50 years, and I love children. And to have an opportunity to be a part of something like this, to watch these children get the things that they need to be successful in life, makes me very proud. And I think I could speak for everyone on the board, because we do talk about them all the time. And what y'all do to help them achieve those goals is remarkable. And we thank y'all for what you do. Tony, I'll pass it down, let y'all, and I'll go on, and I'll come back and sign it. So I won't take everybody's time. All right. Okay. We have one more piece from the super.
Finish that.
Yeah.
I was instructed that he had to use this pen.
We'll frame it and we'll hang it up.
Oh, no.
pen, it's not my pen to give
I'm
away.
really cheap, aren't I, Dr. Hodges? They laugh at me because every time we go to a conference, I get their pens. I don't know why, but anyway. I know we have one more special thing tonight.
So we do have one board recognition honor, and it's quite an honor. So I'm just going to read the letter that came from the executive director of the South Carolina School Boards Association, Scott Price. It says, "Dear Dr. James Hodges, congratulations on achieving 35 years of school board service for Dorchester School District 4. On behalf of the officers and staff of the South Carolina School Boards Association, thank you. You have played a critical role in guiding your district and have invested countless hours to improve public education. South Carolina School Board Association is happy to be a part of this recognition by providing a lapel pin for you to wear at school board and School Board Association events and a certificate. Your name and years of service will also appear in the annual convention program. What an accomplishment you have made. Again, congratulations, and if anyone at South Carolina School Board Association can be of assistance to you in any way, do not hesitate to give us a call. Sincerely, Scott Price, Executive Director." So I will say, Dr. Hodges, congratulations on this wonderful, wonderful achievement and honor. And you've done a great job with this, but what's just maybe equally as impressive is just the human being that you are, and how respected and how known you are in this community. And on behalf of our community and our families and our students and our staff here, I thank you very much for your service. So now you've got to stand up, Dr. Hodges, and get a picture.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to go around to the front.
Upside down. They're being picky. You want to get his wife? His wife?
Yeah, definitely. She'll get his pants straight.
Looks nice, too.
Congratulations, Dr. Hodges.
Congratulations. Wonderful, wonderful way to end a meeting, I think, or this part of the meeting at least.
One more item on the agenda is our legislative update. Ms. Evelyn Enfinger.
Yes, I only have one new law, and that's the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act of 2025. Now we have more opportunity to have whole milk or 2% milk. So that's the new law that was put in effect this month.
You ready, Mr. Earl, for that? Okay. Well, you'll be getting
There you
them.
go.
Okay. Yeah, our legislators are up there and they decided on whole milk.
That was a
so-
federal.
Great. Oh, that was federal, okay. All right. Well, at this time, the board will go into executive session. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations to Dr. Hodges again and our heroes of the night. And we were going into executive session to discuss personnel matter and legal matter, and we'll be out shortly to take any action. So at this time, we will, all right, well, the board went into executive session to discuss personnel matters and came out with this action.
Madam Chairperson, I move that we accept the certified and support staff new hire personnel report as presented.
I second that.
Okay. Motion made by Tony, seconded by Evelyn to approve the new hire personnel. Are there any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Madam Chair, I have another one. Madam Chairperson, I move that we accept the resignations of certified and support staff personnel report as presented.
I second that.
Motion made by Tony Folk, seconded by Ms. Evelyn Enfinger for the certified support staff personnel report. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And there was no legal matters to discuss, so at this time, we need one more motion. Motion to
I
adjourn.
second that.
And a second. All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.